in terms of where the ball went.
Yeah. I think that's just the way it goes. I mean, there are games where certain things happen and the ball gets targeted to the different guys differently, and we're trying to tell our quarterback to read the defense and then try to go to the best spot with the ball as opposed to read the defense and go to one guy with the ball. And so some games that might mean the player in the slot gets 10 or 12 targets. Some games it might mean 2 or 3. And yesterday was one of those ones where just the game played out a certain way and the coverage dictated that, the ball went elsewhere. So that's what that is. And I have no updates on Chandler. I'm going to stick with what I said last week.
Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Josh, hey, am I on mute? Yeah, okay. Hey, Josh, how much more would you like to see? Although that's the case, I know the game's going to take. How much more?
I can't hear what he's saying, Cam.
So watching with Josh
Right,
Jacobs,
we'll come back to Paul. We'll come back. Go ahead, Levi.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you had a nice rotation going on at edge rusher. Obviously, Malcolm Koonce, he got a couple of snaps. Can you just evaluate what you saw for him last night?
Yeah, Malcolm, played a number of snaps on defense and also played basically on every kicking play too. So, Malcolm, he's a guy that again wears a lot of hats for us, does a lot of different jobs. Had some pressure on the passer and did his job. I'd say for the most part in the running game and in the pass rush. So, Malcolm's a young, improving player that we're looking for some things this year from Malcolm in both areas.
Go ahead, Mark.
Josh, what does it tell you about, or how does it help moving forward to win a game like you did yesterday, making those mistakes and overcoming them? And on the other side, how important is it to clean all that stuff up?
It's obviously the most important thing we can do is learn from this game, and the things that we need to do better, which are numerous across the board, offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game. There's many things that we can do better and need to do better as we go forward. So that's my job as the head coach. Our job as the coaching staff is to try to identify those things, which we have this morning and last night. And, we're going to be hard at work at trying to, improve in many areas. I think that's really the nature of the National Football League this week and moving forward in the month of September is, a lot of times this is your first opportunity to see your football team play a game. And now it's time to really make the corrections that are necessary for you to get better. So huge point of emphasis for us, obviously moving forward, is to try to make progress and improve in every area. And at the same time, it's an imperfect game. It's hard to win on the road in this league, and to win close games and to try to play some of your best football in the fourth quarter to do it. Those are all traits that you're going to need at some point in time during the season, and those will all serve you well at the end of the year.
Josh, along those lines, how did you feel about just kind of how the team responded to getting a victory, and were you happy with how they took it, and also just kind of moving forward from that, saying, hey, not settle for just winning one game and kind of moving forward from it? And then also, did you have an update on Jacoby?
Yeah, I don't have any update on Jacoby. He's in the protocol, so I mean that's all I can say about that. And then I think our team is really look, when you win a game in the league, you should be excited about doing that. It's hard to do that. I mean, every game's hard. It doesn't matter who you play, doesn't matter where you play. They're all difficult because every team has good players and good coaches, and it's tough to win. And so I think our team responded appropriately to that, to winning a division game on the road against a good team who's also well coached and got good players. And so that's a good thing. They should be happy about that. And at the same time, I think they knew right away. It didn't take very long. We weren't even on the plane. And they knew that, there's a lot of areas where we need to improve, and we can improve. I loved our attitude this morning. I've already seen everybody this morning. So they have a great focus about trying to fix the things that they didn't do well individually or collectively as a unit, which obviously will only help our team.
Hey, Josh, I hope you got me now.
I do now.
Okay. 47 snaps for Josh Jacobs. You surprised by that, or what did you see from him coming out after missing all of training camp in the offseason and everything, and going out there and going full bore?
Yeah, it was an interesting, like I said last night, it was an interesting game because I think he played in the teens in the first half, and it was like, normally you'd like your play count to be a little higher. So just by the nature of how the game went, I didn't think we would be able to push it to 65 or 70. But because we were so low in the play count in the first half, I felt like we would just let him kind of determine how he felt as he went into the second half. So he's a football player and he wants to play football. So love having him out there. Again, there's going to be things that we're going to see. He's nobody's more critical on his own performance than JJ. So he'll see things that he can do better, and he'll work really hard at improving, as will our team. So I was not surprised that he was okay to do it. And like I said, the game was a little strange in that regard.
Hey, Josh, sometimes I think people focus on just learning from mistakes, but you can also learn from doing good things. And in that fourth quarter, you go on a touchdown drive, you force a 3-and-out, then you run out the clock the last 5 minutes and 8 seconds with an 11-play drive. Are those things that you could put in the memory bank, in the good way?
100%. Again, I think there's many lessons you learn every game you play. And I would actually start Vinny with the, roughing the punter. We had an opportunity to make a play there and block a punt and just missed that opportunity, and then ended up getting called for the roughing call. And then, the defense has to make a red zone stop there to force a field goal, which preceded the scoring drive that took the lead, and then the 3-and-out, and then the 4-minute drive. So I thought there was a lot of mental toughness and resiliency required from our team, in that situation on the road. And I thought our maturity showed up. We didn't flinch. The guys hung in there, just kept trying to focus on doing their job. And I thought we played some of our best football at the end of the game, which obviously you're going to need that in close games.
Final two questions, Vic and Sam.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the right tackle rotation. Is it possible it's making those guys better and the line better as a whole?
I just think that, Thayer and Jermaine have busted their butts, man, and really worked hard at competing with each other. I think they're very unselfish. I thought, both of them did some good things yesterday in the football game. Thayer obviously helps us, Vic, as you know, as the jumbo tight end. So he's on the right and the left, kind of just by the nature of playing some of that position as well. But to me, it's, if you have good football players and they've earned the right to play, I know most people don't consider that, you don't rotate. Well, we didn't rotate them the entire game long, but we have more than 2 receivers that can play. We have more than 1 back, and so those guys earned that. And so I think if the guy, it only helps us if we're going to need it eventually in the season, which obviously at some point we will. And, that's what, the game of football tells us. So, I think they both acquitted themselves decent, and they both earned this opportunity, but I was really happy with the way that they played when they were in there.
And last thing to kind of follow on that, just overall, the pass protection that you guys got yesterday, what does that say just about the cohesion of the group as a whole, and how much flexibility does that give you as a play caller when pass pro is holding up like that?
Yeah, I mean, the pass. I've said this for many, many, many years. Is people have always said, what's your passing game philosophy, or what do you like to do in the passing game? And I've said, protect the quarterback and stay inside out, and give him an opportunity to read the defense and throw the ball. It's not about plays. It's not about formations. It's not about schemes. It's really not about that. If you're going to pass the ball successfully in the NFL, it needs to start with the guys up front and giving the quarterback an opportunity to do the things that he needs to do. So I thought for the most part yesterday, we did a good job of giving him a chance to do that. There's definitely some things that we will work hard at cleaning up this week that we didn't do perfectly. But when you can give your guy an opportunity to stand in there and read the coverage and try to make some big throws in critical situations, that's a good place to start.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot, guys.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.